Everybody in the wild world of sports that is not watching the Mavericks game, you are here with us live. The know-it-alls on. We are just wanting to chime in on some things and talk to you guys, man. But we thank you guys for being here with us, rocking with us here tonight. I'm here with the usual suspects. Your main man, Big G. Big G, what's popping?
Man, I just came in tonight. I wanted to make sure we gave credit where credit was due to the greatest player of all time. So I'm ready to get this discussion in about my man LBJ. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, man. And Take Boy Fresh. He is the freshness of Take. Listen, man, how you doing tonight?
What's up, Mod? Just coming here. I'm down with Big G about LBJ being that bah. So let's get to it.
We definitely gonna get to it, man. We like to thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications that we are here and you'll be ready, man. And we're also viewable on Twitter, so you can catch us on Twitter, man. But before we get into that, man, let's get into this. And we are here, man, with the Know It All Squad discussing LeBron getting the scoring championship. He is the all-time leading scorer. Let's talk about it, man. I'm gonna let Big G go first, man. G, go ahead, man. Let's talk about it.
Well, I think that first of all, that it was probably maybe the greatest goal that you could actually accomplish in the NBA as a player. I mean, people never thought that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record would ever get touched, let alone get surpassed. And to see LeBron James do it the right way for a 20-year period. Let's really think about it. This guy averaged 20 plus points a game for 20 years. So his scoring averages was ridiculous over his lifetime. Now, the argument comes into play: is he the greatest scorer? No, I'm saying that he's the greatest player, because if you look at his scoring averages, and he's ranged from everywhere from the 30-point range all the way down to the 20-point range when he first came into the league. But do the comparison with his assists, do the comparison with his rebounds, do the comparison with his blocks. LeBron James's overall game has just been unbelievable, because most scorers, when you go and look at the list of the top guys, they scored. That's what they did. LeBron, unlike most other players, is number one in scoring now and in a top 5 in assists. So, I give it up right there, just as far as playing on the basketball court. The game is about putting the ball in the basket and helping others put the ball in the basket. And when you don't put the ball in the basket, you get the rebound and go the other way. So LeBron's a top guy on all those lists, but number one and more important, scoring. So first of all, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out about LBJ.
Is that it? That's all you got, Big G?
Yeah, for right now, yeah. I got a bunch of other stuff, but I want to make sure Tate get it in and you get a chance to, speak, and so
Tate,
it is what it
got,
is.
Man?
Man, I'm thinking about what Big G said, man, and I completely concur with a lot of what he had to say. I'm just gonna go to a social media post. Kareem averaged 13, 17, 14, and 13. No, 17, 13, and 10 his last 3 years. I think LeBron been over 30 these last 3 years. His years 17, 18, 19, 20. Go back to a social media post I saw earlier from someone we both know. We talk about eras in basketball. There are different eras, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Different eras in sports. LeBron has arguably been the best or one of the best in multiple eras over his 20-year career.
Agreed.
Multiple errors. I mean, he came in as a pro ready rookie in 2003. Yeah, 2003, right? October 2003. Went to Sacramento, started right there. I think he scored 25 that night.
Yeah.
And he basically been averaging 25 every since for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think about the argument to GOAT, and I think about, we talked about, I know we talked, well, of course, the GOAT conversation is whoever you say it is between LeBron, Jordan, and Kareem, right? That's who it's between.
Correct.
I think LeBron, it goes two ways. Jordan made more all defensive teams, and I know we all talked about it the other day. But then when tell me, Big G, when you see Michael Jordan play defense in the past, how was Jordan playing defense?
He was never checking the other team's best player, and he was usually playing the lag or the sag back because
no. But how was he playing? He always had his hand out, hand checking somebody because you could do that.
Yeah,
you could keep somebody in front of you like that, right?
Correct.
He was always steering the guy where he wanted to go, not taking from it. That's how it was in that era.
Correct.
But would Mike be fleet of foot just to stay in front of somebody? I don't know. So, I mean, even though he got those all defense, because that's how it was then, you can't take away from it. I'm just saying you got to think about the nuance of everything that we talk about, everything that goes into it.
Yeah. Agree. I agree for
First
sure.
of all, I put a Twitter post up today, man. Definitely, people, if you're not engaged with me on Twitter, you're missing a whole bunch. Victorious52 on Twitter, we get it in. Listen, so I made a Twitter post today, and I really was trying to just say, hey, man, congrats to LeBron James for getting the scoring record. I mean, that's big. It speaks to longevity. It's a great thing. He did it the right way. I mean, I agree with Big G. You know, the thing that I love about LeBron, and most people probably won't even notice, is the fact that, yo, man, he's a family man. He's a good guy, man. You know, at least from what we see publicly, you know, he's not involved in any scandals. He got one woman, one wife. You know, definitely he got his kids. He's at their basketball games. He's watching them. He's involved in their life.
I got a question though. Don't that take away from what we're talking about, his playing on the court? I say big ups to what he did off the court, but I'm talking about his play on the court.
First of all, I'm just relaying my mindset on this whole thing.
Okay.
I was quiet because I wanted you guys to talk and I wanted to hear it. And I'm going to positively speak about what I feel about LeBron James and this record. The record is great, man. We actually witnessed history. We witnessed history with LeBron James doing what he did, going to get the scoring championship. And, you know, I mean, because I don't want to really take away from that. I don't want to take away from that. He's got the record, and that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy he got the record.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest basketball player I actually remember. I remember watching Kareem play. Now, he was coming towards the end. It was like around 82 to the end of his career. So, his last 7-8 years the most.
Yeah.
I remember Kareem was an unstoppable force, even then, even into his latter years. That sky hook was an unstoppable shot. Hold on, Ma. That's a good graphic you get up there. Let's look at that. So LeBron broke the record in 150 less games. 150 less games than Kareem, right?
Yep.
He's averaged 2.5 more points for his career.
Yep.
Kareem got titles and MVPs. Kareem played with Magic. He got one with Oscar Robertson and one with Magic. So Kareem got 6 titles with 2 are arguably top 10 players all time with himself. LeBron got 4 Finals MVPs, like Jordan. Jordan went 6 times, got 6. LeBron won 4, got 6. Probably could have got 1 in 2016 against Golden State, he was the best player in that series. They gave it to Andre Iguodala because he held LeBron to 35, 8, and 8. Like, okay, here, Iguodala, get the MVP for shutting LeBron down. And LeBron's going to go to his 20th All-Star game this year, right? Or this is 19th?
20 in a row, bro. He ain't missed 20 straight.
No, he didn't get one when he was a rookie. It's 19.
Okay.
But I mean, those are that's your debate right there between those two.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this makes LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I said in the intro, bah, bah. Okay. You know who that sound I'm making, right?
Yeah, but just to preface this, we're talking about a guy that it was the all-time leading scorer, will end up probably in the top 3 all-time leading assists. He's going to end up in the top 20 all-time leading rebounds. And he's going to end up in the top 20 all-time steals. Let alone let him get another championship or 2. Oh, my God. I mean, what are we even talking? Because he's been to 9 championships. And make that perfectly clear. That is not an easy feat. Win, lose, or draw. 10
championships.
10 championships. Win, lose, or draw. He's been to 10 times. He's been to the chip. So, I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's why I say I don't understand if it's tennis shoes or we were programmed to like Mike and all whatever else. The guys, his play on the court shows that he's the best player that's ever picked it up and laced it up. And even more so, the greats said the same thing. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson have came out publicly and said he's the best guy that ever played basketball. So why do so many of especially in our generation, in our 40s and 50s, we just, oh my God, LeBron's like,
we love Mike. We love Mike.
So let me ask you a question. So I'm going to go into this asking questions. I like to ask questions. Sean, you said earlier that LeBron's not the greatest scorer of all time.
No, not putting the ball in the basket. The best 2 guys that ever played actually putting the ball in the basket is Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. Kobe's up there, but Michael, because Jordan at the time he played and all whatever else, he was putting the ball in the basket. Kevin Durant in his era puts that ball in the basket. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it.
So we've established that Michael Jeffrey Jordan's the best scorer.
Yes.
So is there an 11-year period that you can identify that LBJ had a better 11-year stretch than Michael Jordan?
Yes, 20 in a row. 20 in a row. You got to remember the kid.
No. Did he have? Well, let me show you. Let's look at these. 10-time scoring champ in 11 years. 9-time all defense in 11 years. Defensive player of the year. 3-time steals leader. 11 all-star MVPs. 11 all-star games. 3 all-star MVPs. 60-point games, 5. How many has LeBron had? I'll tell you, he had 1. 50-point games, he had 32. You want to know how many LeBron had? 14. 40-point games, Michael Jordan had 165. LeBron James had 74. 11-year stretch.
Okay, but
is there no? I'm asking the question. Answer the question. It's no buts.
LeBron James
had LeBron James had
what 11-year stretch was that? From what year to what year?
That's from Michael's rookie year to 11 years in the league. That's
it can't be.
It's minus the 3 years that he was hurt because he played 15. He was out 2 years in baseball, right? It's minus those
or gambling,
and it's minus the year he was hurt. So it's minus those 3 years.
But he didn't
11-year stretch. And on top of that, he three-peated twice.
But so that was a statement. That wasn't a question. The question is, has LeBron done that? And I said,
has he three-peated twice?
So hold it.
No, I'm just asking.
So
have he three-peated twice?
Let me ask you a question. Since you want to ask
You're
a
not
question,
answering the question.
no, you changed your question. You said
the fact is,
your question was
in 11 years this man three-peated twice.
No, that wasn't your question. Your question was there an 11-year stretch that LeBron James had that was like Michael Jordan's? And I said, absolutely.
That was better than Michael Jordan.
LeBron has been doing it from year. So does Jordan got a 20-year stretch? Because LeBron's been doing it from the first year to the year now. 20 years.
First of all, 11 years. We're talking facts, not opinion.
20 years.
In 11 years, this man went three-peated twice.
Okay, in
11 years,
and I got something to say about his three-peat.
Player of the year once.
I got something to say about his three-peat.
Okay, come on.
Because this is the issue about Michael Jordan's three-peat. That anybody who just loves Michael Jordan is like, oh yeah, the three-peat and all whatever else. The issue is he never played against a dynasty. Never. So no, let's make it perfectly clear. He came in the league in 84. When he won his first championship was 91. He beat the Pistons team and never played against the dynasty. In the finals, his first 3 years, he played against the Seattle Supersonics, the Phoenix Suns, and the Portland Trail Blazers. He stopped playing basketball. When he came back to basketball, he got his behind kicked by Shaq and them in the playoffs. Shaq, Dennis Johnson, Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, and Horace Grant. Then they loaded the Jordan team up with Ron Harper, with Dennis Rodman, with John Sally, with James Edwards. And then when he won those second three, he played Utah twice and played Seattle. He never played against a dynasty.
You're not answering the question. Did LeBron James have an 11-year stretch?
He had a 20-year stretch. He had a 20-year stretch
like that.
Better. Yes, he's got a 20-year stretch. Better.
He was a 10-time scoring champ.
He has a 20-year stretch.
How many times has he been the scoring champ?
He has a 20-year stretch better.
You're not answering the question. You keep going
back. He said LeBron want to score. LeBron makes everybody around him better.
Correct.
Guys like Jordan and Kobe, they whole thing was to go get buckets.
But you're not answering the question. Y'all are bringing up other stuff that's not relevant. Let's check this out. The greatest MVP season of all time. He was the NBA MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year, the scoring champion, the All-Star Game MVP, the dunk contest champion, the steals champion, 4 games of 50+, 18 games of 40+, 200 steals, and 100 blocks from a 6'6" guard. 100 blocks? That sounds like he was playing defense.
Do you know how many blocks? Do you know how many blocks LeBron James has?
That sounds like he was playing defense.
Do you know how many blocks LeBron James has?
I'm gonna tell you something else. Hold on.
You know how many steals he has in his career?
I'm gonna tell you something else. LeBron James will never win the Defensive Player of the Year. He's too old. Won't happen.
Do you know how many steals and blocks LeBron James has for a career? Do you realize and understand and know that LeBron James is in the top 20 of both of those categories? Do you also understand and know that Michael Jordan is not? So why are you bringing up a graphic that has nothing?
It's just a lot of MJ graphics. That's
exactly.
For sure.
And we're supposed to talk about LeBron.
There can't be another dynasty if one team's getting all the rings. I totally agree.
Well, listen, can I want to get in right now. Y'all been talking for 5 straight minutes.
Okay, go ahead. You're ready.
Now, about the dynasty thing. Did Michael Jordan beat any team better than Golden State with Kevin Durant and Tim Duncan? They won 5 championships. Golden State won 4 championships.
No.
Everybody Michael Jordan played, nobody won a championship. Not one of them teams is championship pedigree. They made it out the West, but they wasn't championship pedigree.
Right.
Can we argue that?
That's semantics.
That's the same argument.
We're talking. Yes, because I ask you, if LeBron James, you still haven't answered my question.
Yes, he had a 20-year.
He's not having an 11
No, that's your opinion.
If you're saying yes,
that's
you're
your
lying.
opinion.
If you're
he's had a 20-year
opinion,
but isn't longer sustainability better than shorter sustainability?
Right, 20 years is a lot. Last I checked, I will take
Michael
6
rings and 6 champs. If I was a player and you said you can win 6 of them with 6 choices, you going to 6 times, and you coming out 6 times the winner, I'm taking that.
In math, last I checked, 20 is greater than 11.
I'm taking that.
Last I checked. 20 is greater than 11.
Or you can go to 10, win 4, be the all-time NBA scoring champ,
lost 6.
be top 5 in assists.
You
How many playoffs wins Michael Jordan got?
He lost.
How many
6.
playoff wins Michael Jordan got?
LeBron James lost 6 of them. Are we giving
Look,
Jim Kelly? Giving Jim Kelly these same type of accolades?
That's why I brought up the question. That's why I brought up the question about dynasty.
He lost 7 of them.
The only one LeBron lost that he probably should have won was Dallas.
That's
not the first one against San Antonio.
He never should have.
San Antonio won 5.
Ray Allen won that one against San Antonio. A little tip out. That one that was San Antonio had.
He said that the overtime was there.
One guy makes one shot, and he's not. LeBron won the MVP of that series. So one guy makes one shot, and Ray Allen won.
Did John Paxson and Steve Kerr win Michael Jordan two of their championships?
To the finals 9 times those straight years. But like I'm saying, he hadn't had an 11-year period where he was defensive player of the year. He went 6-0, and he three-peated. He hadn't done that. Done that.
He went to the finals 8 straight times. 8 straight.
You still haven't said where.
What I asked you
11 years period.
What I asked you was San Antonio 5 chips, Golden State 4 chips, Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan. Michael Jordan, he beat Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. He beat Karl Malone and John Stockton.
You act like he didn't beat Hall of Famers.
Hold up. The only MVP
he didn't beat Hall of Famers.
The only MVPs he ever played in the finals
you act like he didn't beat Hall of Famers
and Charles Barkley. Those are the only 2 MVPs he ever played in the finals. Was Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. That's it.
Acting like he didn't beat Hall of Famers.
You act like LeBron ain't beat Hall of Famers.
What are you talking about? Beat Hall of Famers.
All I said, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, 2 top 10.
Again.
Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's top 10 by himself. Mm-hmm. He was a system.
Yeah.
Dirk Nowitzki.
So again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want you to know, I have 4 LeBron slides in here. I got 3 Michael Jordan slides in here. So let's not act like I'm slanting.
We ain't seen them. And all I'm saying, I said,
I displayed all of them.
I asked you how many playoff wins Michael Jordan got.
And then
playoff wins.
Other thing, 6-0 in the finals. Complete 2 3-peats. 6 championships, 6 final MVPs, a whopping 10 scoring titles, a magical rookie season.
You know what the bad part? We went over this. We went over all this already.
Highest career player.
We went over this
in
already.
the NBA history.
We already covered all this already.
Led the league in scoring.
You know what's the worst part about this?
Player of the year again.
This is the worst part.
37
this is the worst part about
in the
whole
1987 season. One of 3 players to lead the league in scoring and steals.
This is the worst part about the whole thing about everybody that loves Michael Jordan.
This is that guy.
Michael Jordan didn't even text or tweet or comment or show up to the game for LeBron James. And just like all of it, hold it. Just like all of it. Absolutely. All the greats was there. All the other greats alive was there.
If he was supposed to, I mean, that man is a grown man. He can be anywhere he want to be.
All the other greats that was alive was there. They was all there. And they all said, LeBron, you're the one. The issue is that on a day and a time when we came on live to talk about LeBron James and how good he is, you, along with the other defenders of Michael Jordan, no. And then you throw stuff at it where you can't even acknowledge the fact
I said he won the scoring championship.
You didn't even use a graphic.
That's great. He won the scoring championship. That's great.
Come on, man.
He's not the greatest of all time.
I kind of agree with Javonte's question. I mean, what was Mike's shooting percentage? How many assists did he average per game? How many rebounds did he average per game? All we talking about is just buckets. And exactly. LeBron the king of buckets.
So you my stat man. So you're gonna go back and check this. Their shooting percentage is dang near identical. And Mike look at this. Mike didn't shoot as many threes as LeBron did.
How many playoff wins does
The
LeBron James have?
You've already.
How
agreed,
many playoffs wins does
you've
LeBron
already
James
agreed
have?
that Michael Jeffrey
You didn't answer
Jordan
my question.
is the greatest scorer of all time.
How many playoff wins does LeBron James have, and how many playoff wins does Michael Jordan have?
I know the answer.
I do too. Oh, I know. I clearly know the answer.
Say the answer.
No, is Michael Jordan within 20 wins?
Nope.
I'm asking Mod.
He's been there more times than Mike has.
Been where?
Been to the finals.
Been to the playoffs.
Playoffs in the final. Okay. Mike went there 6. Look,
LeBron went deeper more times than Michael ever did.
And Michael Jordan never won a playoff. Hold it. Michael Jordan never won a playoff series till 1988.
It doesn't matter. He won it. What are we talking about?
He came in the league in 84.
It doesn't
he
matter.
never won a playoff series.
By
the time he played 4 years, LeBron James had already took a team to the finals.
It doesn't matter. What are we talking about? He's 6-0 in the finals. Look, LeBron is upper echelon. And Thomas, I'm gonna read your comment here in a second. LeBron is upper echelon. He's top 3. He's Mount Rushmore. He's not money.
Hey man, you know what? Talking to you is like talking to a Donald Trump fan. You can't convince him.
He's not money.
So it doesn't even make sense to even argue or talk about it. You're a Donald Trump fan. You're Michael Jordan.
Money.
You drunk the Kool-Aid. You wear the shoes. You idolize him. You treat him like he's a Greek
guy. I like the shoes.
Yeah,
he's not.
LeBron,
he's not.
LeBron's son was wearing the shoes last night.
I ain't got none.
I've been buying the shoes since 85.
You do know LeBron's sons were wearing the shoes last night.
Donald Trump fans,
I'm just saying.
AKA Michael Jordan fans, drink the Kool-Aid, and you can't tell him that he's not the greatest. They all sound the same.
LeBron got 55 more wins than Michael Jordan in just the playoffs.
Correct. It ain't even within 30. It ain't even within 40.
There longer. But look, Thomas said LeBron averaged 1 more assist per game in the playoffs than Michael. 1 more.
That's not true. I don't even know. That ain't true.
I'm telling you that ain't true. Season average, LeBron almost averages 9 for career.
Pull a stat up. I don't think that, we're going to Thomas, if you're lying, we finna check the stat, but I don't think you're lying, I don't think you're lying. My whole point, people, is LeBron is our scoring leader in the NBA. And Michael himself said
LeBron away to make Michael seem greater.
Go ahead.
Because that's just what you did. And that's a backhanded comment. He's the scoring leader, but he's not the GOAT. Come on, man. You sound like Donald Trump, bro.
Let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a real question. Let me ask you a real question. Was Kareem the GOAT before LeBron passed him?
Yes. I've always had Kareem number 1. I've always had him number 1. I've never not number 1.
By your stats,
LeBron averaged 7.2 assists. Jordan averaged 5.6 assists.
Correct.
Okay, so what's that? 1 more assist, 7 assists for LeBron, 6 for Michael.
No, LeBron ain't had no 6. He had 5 and some change. 5.6 to 7.2.
7.2 to 5.6. So that round up to 6 don't mean nothing.
Exactly.
That's an assist and a half better for LeBron.
Okay, so let me
ask you. See how many more rebounds LeBron had than Michael Jordan.
Let me ask you a question, because we're talking about longevity versus actual usage, and this man being better than this man. And I'm telling you,
he's been
when
better
it comes
for a
down
longer
to
period
being
of
the GOAT,
time. 20 years. 20 years.
Hey man, can I inject something?
Go ahead.
You say it's longevity. When Jordan was 37-38 for the Wizards, he averaged 20 points and 21 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's 37-38 season, he averaging 30 plus points a game, 30.2.
So let me ask you a question. I get what you're saying, but my question is, by your theory, Karl Malone is better than Kevin Durant. He's better than Shaq. He's better than MJ. He's better than Kobe. He's better than Dirk.
What are you talking about?
But you're saying because he's the scoring champion, he scored more than everybody, that Karl Malone, because Karl Malone is third. You do know that, right? So okay. Karl Malone is better than everybody behind him by your explanation.
No. That's not what it's about.
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
So being the scoring leader doesn't make LeBron the GOAT.
That's among other things, man.
That's like you adding pieces to the cake.
Well, I'm
You
telling
need
you,
eggs, flour, sugar.
Jordan was
milk,
a
you need
two-way
pieces of the
player.
fire.
Was he or was he not a two-way player?
LeBron James is a two-way player.
Has LeBron ever made defensive player of the year?
Oh my God!
I'm just asking questions.
All right,
You
Donald
can't
Trump.
answer my
Donald
questions.
Trump. That's all. Like I said, you can't convince a Donald Trump person. A person that votes for Donald Trump will never not vote for nobody else. Michael Jordan and Donald Trump's the same person.
Again,
so go on ahead, Donald Trump. You got the floor.
It's nice how you deflect, but all I'm just saying.
I said you Donald Trump.
We came. We said we was gonna talk. 30 minutes. 30 minutes is up.
But like you ain't put up no LeBron graphics, not one.
We saw one.
What are you talking about? If you go when we run the show back, you'll see that I put all four up. All four went up.
I saw you pull up. I saw 3 Jordan graphics.
And we came to talk about LeBron. We came to talk about
he
LeBron
hasn't won
James.
the defensive player of the year, Javante. I want to know that. Make sure you tell me why, because I want to know why you think he hasn't. Oh, like I said, it's conspiracy theory. Javante said it's always been an agenda to keep LeBron under Jordan.
I don't know about that because I don't deal in hypotheticals. I'm talking about actually what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What actually happened is LeBron James has been to 10 finals. He's won 4. What's actually happened, he's the all-time leading. So what? And what actually happened, he's
19 All-Star games.
What happens is he's the all-time leading scorer champion. What's happening is he's number 4 right now on assists, and he's going to move up as long as he don't get hurt. So the issue is whether how you want to talk about it or which way you want to lead or who you say is what. The bottom line is you can't convince you, along with all the rest of the Michael Jordan fans that's out there, that LeBron's not better. So
the greatest basketball player to play the game is Michael Jordan.
Trying to convince you is like trying to sell ice water to an Eskimo. It ain't happening. So it's not even a debate. You got yours, I got mine. That's the end of it.
You can sell ice cream. It's ice water and ice cream.
I wouldn't buy if I was an Eskimo and somebody came up to me an ice wall. I said, "You get away from you, a damn fool." I wouldn't buy not near nothing. So the issue is, like I said, you drunk the Kool-Aid. You've been around as a little kid singing like Mike, like this, like that. It's the Kool-Aid.
And then this is my question, and I'm done with the discussion because I'm just asking the
question. Well, no, for one, you need to put up some LeBron graphics. 2,
I put up 4.
Big G, did you see one LeBron graphic?
I saw like one.
I didn't see none.
4. When I put them back up,
all the comments that you pulled up, you should have seen.
That's a graphic. That ain't showing no stats. You put up images. Okay, you did put that one up. You did put those 2 up.
I put all 4 of them up.
Like I said, we didn't even read off nothing that Sean Rivers said. We didn't read off nothing Sean Rivers said in the comments either. So
14-time first team All NBA. One person. 10-time All NBA. Who's 10-time? And we act like we just want to erase Michael 3 years in Washington. How come he didn't take Washington to a championship? LeBron took every franchise he's been to a championship and won.
Well, let me ask you this question.
With a suck roster.
What number is that person wearing?
Oh my God.
23. He's a fan of Michael Jordan.
God. Oh my God.
Okay, so what?
He's also wore 6.
Go.
He's also wore 6.
But you guys, listen. You guys, we think you got. Hold on, we got one more comment. Let's get this one in. If a player averaged 20-5 for 30 years, went to 15 finals and lost them all, would he be the new GOAT?
LeBron didn't lose them all. He's 4-6. So that question doesn't even count because it's
not 25-5. It's
correct.
He's
like
20,
more like
27-8-8.
Correct. More like 27-8-8.
No, for 30 years. For 30 years, it'd be the same.
Nobody's never done that. There's nobody's ever played in the league for 30 years. Never.
That's just a ridiculous hypothetical question. That's all that one is.
That's all it is. It's a ridiculous hypothetical. Like I said,
you guys, we love to hear from you. I love this. It's always a spirited debate when we're talking about.
Hey man, hey Ma, but before you go, real quick, we should probably take about 2 or 3 minutes to talk about some of these trades that went down since we fresh on the news.
We should. Yes, we should. Let's definitely do that. First of all, let's talk about this Kyrie thing. What's the score on Dallas right now?
You got it pulled up, Big G.
What's the score on the Mavericks?
I got it. The Mavericks was killing them. And Paul George and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard both playing.
Mm-hmm.
The score right now is 90-84 Dallas. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Wonder how many Kyrie got. He had 12 before I left. He was actually
that's about when I left. But he getting the freestyle right now because Luka not there. But I think they're gonna work it out, man.
I think it looks good. And then Javante just said, I'm hearing the Jazz gonna buy Russ out so he could be headed to a contender just like that.
The Clippers. I told y'all that before we came on. Russ gonna get bought out.
You did. How likely do you think that is, Tay? How likely do you think it is that, first of all, let's tell the trade that happened. Let's talk about the trade that happened. So who went where, Tay? Or G, do you have that?
No.
The Utah Jazz sent, well, it's a 3-team trade. Utah, Minnesota, and the Lakers. The Lakers got D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. So Malik Beasley and Vanderbilt, all the players the Lakers got came from Minnesota. The Utah Jazz sent Mike Conley. No, Malik Beasley came from Utah. Mike Conley going to Minnesota to shore up their point. He more of a steady point guard than D'Angelo Russell is for what Minnesota needs. They got two bigs. They got what's his name? The young boy. Your boy. Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man that plays for Minnesota.
Yeah. They got him, so they need just more steady point guard. And Utah got a first-round pick in Russ, who they're gonna buy out. They clear a lot of cap space. So, and they already got good young pieces because the trade they made with Minnesota last year, sending Gobert there, sending Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland. Utah loaded with picks. And they got good young talent already. Lauri Markkanen came from Cleveland last year as an all-star this year.
Right.
I mean, they got some players. I'm not saying they're going to make no noise this year, but Danny Ainge got them up and coming.
Yeah, I hear that. Javante said he got bad history in Utah. And what is this? Where's Sean's comment at?
It's all on the Facebook line.
Okay, so we don't see him on Facebook, Sean. So you'd have
read it.
You'd have to read it.
He's got like 12 of them.
Stop and read them, G.
They got the good one.
Yeah, pick out.
They're all good. It said
read them.
The first one says,
instead of putting something on our chat that is derogatory, all you had to do
I replied in the chat line because it's right there with Sean Rivers. That's why I don't understand. His is not showing up and mine just showed up because it's right below.
I don't understand why I didn't.
I don't know either, but you'll see it after the podcast. It says Sean Rivers. It says the GOAT, except for the Lakers. He said Sean Rivers said talk about the Utah Jazz and Phoenix Suns rosters that Mike played against. Talking about Paxson went 8 for 8 for the Bulls to beat the Lakers. Talk about LBJ, LeBron James running against KD. He said LeBron James playing against Hardeman, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, Steph, Jimmy Butler. He named against all the guys he played against. He said if Len Bias plays for the Celtics, the Bulls might only get 2 rings because Detroit probably gets 1. So he made a lot of comments that in the flow of the conversation doesn't make sense now because it doesn't have context. But during the flow of the conversation,
so if Bias, if we start saying
I'm not going to say that. I'm not speculating.
I'm addressing Reev's comment. Reev, that's a good comment. But if we're saying if Len Bias plays, if Michael Jordan plays those 2 years in his prime, and that the 1 year that he doesn't get hurt, that's 7,000 more points. He had 40,000 points. That's if he doesn't, and we don't know if he doesn't win the championships. So we can't play the if game, Big Rev. Thank you for your comment. Definitely thank you for your comment. I didn't see it. Let's go down here. Paxson went 8 for 8 when the Bulls beat the Lakers. Yep, that same thing. That's when we were talking about Ray Allen.
Ray Allen made 1 shot.
And we were saying that Ray Allen hit that. If he doesn't hit that one, the Spurs go on to win that game.
John Paxson don't hit his shots. They don't win either.
So, yeah, I mean, like I
Steve
said,
Kerr too.
We're not playing the if game on that at all. So back to the trades that we were saying.
Wait. So why are we playing the if game with Ray Allen? You're saying if Ray
No,
Allen don't hit the shot, you said that
he hit it, so LeBron
correct.
got it.
Correct.
But he still lost 6.
Just like Paxson hit 8 for 8.
He still lost 6.
And just like Steve Kerr hit a shot.
He still lost 6.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Did you how many did Magic lose?
I don't know. That would be a stat that I'd have to check. I'm not even going to act like I know it on the point
right
now because we're talking about Michael and we were talking about Michael and LeBron.
Hey, Big G, why did Magic lose 4?
Because he played Larry Bird.
Playing a dynasty.
Correct.
Wow.
He played against Larry Bird.
How come Charles Barkley didn't win one?
Charles Barkley played for a trash team for his
no. In fairness, he played against a dynasty. He lost to the Bulls' dynasty. Charles Barkley lost. Michael kept a lot of people from getting championships.
Okay, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Michael kept people from getting champions. There's a lot of people that are really good that are on the 75 players of all times that
Charles Barkley played from 1984 to 1993 on the Philadelphia 76ers with no help. They traded him in 93 to the Phoenix Suns, and that's the only time he ever had any.
It doesn't matter what we're saying.
And he won the MVP of the league.
He said dynasties. We were talking about he lost to a dynasty. He did. He lost.
Yeah, I would say the Lakers is a dynasty, the Celtics is a dynasty, the Pistons was a dynasty, the Bulls was a dynasty, the Spurs was a dynasty, and the Golden State Warriors was a dynasty.
Lakers was a dynasty with Kobe and Shaq.
Lakers, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So, again, my point is, and that's all we were saying, that he ran into a dynasty. So back to the trade talk. When we're talking about the trade, who do you think at this point, without any other moves being made, who's the big winner? Who is the big winner in the trades at this point, Tate? Who do you think?
It's got to be Dallas. I mean, they got the best player, right? I mean, they gave up some pieces. They're gonna miss Finney Smith. I mean, they're gonna have to just outscore people. But I think Jason Kidd can come up with X's and O's to make them that type of team in the playoffs. You gotta play defense in the playoffs, and they will play some defense. They're gonna have to outscore people though. And I like the trade Josh Hart going to New York from Portland in the Cam Reddish trade. I mean, he's Tom Thibodeau type of player, all around defensive player, and fields a stat sheet, and he going back to play with his college buddy Jalen Brunson. He was the man 2 years. Then when he left, Jalen Brunson took over for 2 years. So the Villanova guys, they gonna play good together.
And I don't think it's fair that you make a decision or a determination about what was the best trade. You can say what was the biggest name, but as of right now, we won't know who the best trade is until the playoffs start. When the playoffs start, that's going to mean everything in the world.
We forecasting Big G. He asked for a forecast. Today is February 7th.
We got 2 more days to the trade deadline. So
the trade deadline is at 3:00 in the afternoon today. It's after midnight right now. Trade deadline today at 3:00.
All right. Thomas said Lakers being able to move Russ and get 2 different pieces was huge. I agree. So, G, who do you think at this point, from this standpoint, who made the biggest move and what's the best move that's been made thus far?
I think that the move to get LeBron 3 players, Vanderbilt, Beasley, and D'Angelo Russell, 2 3-and-Ds and a big man, helps him, right? So because that's not what he had. He had Patrick Beverly and Schroeder playing guards. They couldn't shoot. And Westbrook, who would run up and down the floor, but he didn't have a jump shot either. So now he's got a big man that can actually play because Anthony Davis stay hurt, and he's got 2 3-and-D guys.
But they had Thomas Bryant was playing pretty good as a big. I mean, like last night's game, Anthony Davis seemed totally disinterested.
They need to trade AD, but that's a whole nother podcast. If I was Jeannie Buss, AD would be packed up and ready to go because he doesn't want to be there. And it's obvious. It's obvious the way he played last night. Are we sure
that he doesn't want to be there?
No, he don't want to be there, man. It's obvious last night. He don't want to be there. AD does not want to be in Los Angeles. He don't want to be. So give him his wish and ship him out. But the issue is he's damaged goods. Don't nobody want to play with him. He's damaged goods. Why would I want to trade if I owned a franchise? Why would I trade for a player that's only going to play 40 games or 45 games? And if he runs up the court wrong, might tear his meniscus or hurt his shoulder or fall down or be out for 2-3 weeks. I wouldn't dare. So you never could get compensation or serviceable players for a guy like Anthony Davis. It's not going to happen. So AD sort of stuck with LeBron. But believe me, as soon as they can get something smoking, he's out of there.
I don't know. So I'm gonna address. Javante said Cam Reddish looking like a bust out of the Duke 3. I'm about to give up on him. I don't know, man. Cam Reddish has been decent. He's been serviceable. He hadn't been like just over the top, but he's been serviceable. Claude Bishop said, "Hello, everyone. What's up, Claude? Man, thank you for checking in, man."
Javante is right.
You think?
Yeah, Cam Reddish ain't done nothing. Now he's still young. It ain't too late, and that's what Portland is gambling on is his potential upside, and they got a first round pick in the deal. So they got Cam. I mean, you had to take Cam Reddish. They had to give up a first round pick.
Yeah.
So that lets you know he's not doing too much.
But none of the Duke guys from that team has done anything so far in the league. Zion ain't really done nothing. RJ Barrett ain't really done nothing. And Cam Reddish ain't really done nothing. Not as of yet. So they're still early on. It's still early on. Yeah, pretty much. It's still early on. They're still relatively young. They're 3 years and under. But to this point in the game, they've not had an impact. None of those guys are top 25 players currently in the NBA. None of them are.
So last question, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, you guys. Do you see any other moves coming? You see any other? I heard tell that Dallas might trade for my guy down there at Phoenix,
DeAndre
Ayton.
He's got a no trade clause. He's got a no trade clause.
You think? So you?
I know he does.
I don't think he do, Big G. I don't know. I don't think he do.
Because of him.
Why would you give DeAndre Ayton a no trade clause?
Because he only signed a 1-year deal, and the way that the NBA, it's not a no trade clause, but it's because the timing that he signed his deal, you can't trade him up to a certain day. So the trade deadline actually will pass when he clears to be able to be traded.
Well, it's actually been a rumor that's been said all the time. So you just don't think.
I thought that date was December 15th. I thought that date was December 15th. I'm pretty sure it is. Anybody traded or signed in the summer can't be traded until after December 15th.
I'm going to read what the thing says about. Go ahead,
But Mod, I don't I'm just wondering how would Dallas acquire Ayton?
Well, they were talking about from the rumor that I read, they were talking about getting off of Hardaway and Wood over to Phoenix for Ayton. That was the trade.
That'll never happen.
They had to give up a couple picks too. I mean, Ayton.
But is that my question to you guys before we go? Do you think that there's anything that's going to happen to shake up the league? Do you foresee anything happening? Any of these rumors out here? Do y'all see any of one of those happen?
No. I
don't. Stuff always get to cooking at the deadline. Golden State gonna get rid of a few of them young bucks. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, because they're too expensive.
I ain't that they're expensive. I think Golden State is in win now mode. Them young bucks is gonna be good, but they're not ready. Golden State needs somebody to get them in the top 6 right now, so they can go ahead and turn it on during the playoffs. The rookies is not going to do that. I've got a feeling they're going to make a trade by 3:00 tomorrow. I definitely think the Miami Heat going to make a trade. They're going to get rid of Kyle Lowry, do something. You got to shake some stuff up.
Lowry's out for the next 3 weeks though too.
You think Miami makes a move, Tate?
Yeah, Miami gonna make a move. I got a strong feeling they're gonna make a move. And even if he hurt, Lowry gonna be part of that because somebody's gonna want his expiring contract.
The team that actually needs to make a move, there's actually 2 teams. The New Orleans Pelicans is one of them. The Pelicans needs to make a move. They have to. They can't Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, and Valanciunas can't play together for whatever reason. I don't know why the dynamics don't work, but it's been proven. So you got to sort of move one of those pieces. I doubt if they do it, but it would actually help their team by moving one of those pieces.
Man, Phoenix went. I mean, New Orleans, the Pelicans went almost pushed Phoenix last year in the playoffs. I think they got a good squad. You got Zion at power forward, Valanciunas, Brandon Ingram at 3, CJ McCollum at 2.
The starting lineup with their starting lineup that they usually start is Valanciunas at center, Jackson Hayes at power forward, Zion at small, Ingram at 2, and CJ McCollum at point. That's normally the lineup they put on the floor. It's a lot of big guys.
Thomas said Clippers to see if the Thunders would give back those 4 picks and shooting guard for a point guard. I don't think giving back is part of it. I'm now checking the Facebook comments. Remember, you guys on Facebook, come over to the YouTube channel, because if you come to YouTube channel and you comment, we'll definitely see them and get them on the screen.
Hey, Big G.
Sean Rivers said it stands for arthritis disability. Wow.
So
unbelievable.
So Tate, you was right about the January 15th thing with DeAndre Ayton. He officially became eligible to be traded on January 15th. But because of the deal that he worked out with Phoenix, it's one of those check with me first before you trade me deals. So they do have to consult with him and his agent before they trade him. But he was eligible to be traded January 15th, according to the SportsIllustrated.com.
Yeah, you guys, man, I really appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And like I said, man, make sure that when we come on, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, so that when we go live, you'll definitely be able to get those notifications. Also, we are live on Twitter, so you can catch us on Twitter and watch us there, man. For myself, for Big G, for Tate, man, we appreciate it, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna have another good week, because what's on Sunday, you guys?
College basketball, baby.
No, on Sunday, I officially am named the Pick'em champion. That's what's on Sunday.
So
hey,
go ahead.
Hey, Mod.
Yeah.
Hey, Mod. So I got a quick question for y'all before we cut out. We saw, well, in my opinion, we saw 2 GOATs last night, right?
Yeah.
LeBron got the most points all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who else was there got the most of something?
Who got the biggest mouth? Shannon was there.
Shannon was there. But I said the most of something. Jay-Z got the most all-time Grammy nominations, 88. His wife got the most 29. So, LeBron always been. I remember Jay-Z had a song when LeBron was still in high school. It's like something like a phenomenon, like I'm a young LeBron putting my high school games on TV just for dunking on. Like LeBron been iconic ever since.
I will say this as far as my parting shot, and this is just how I feel. LeBron James is the only player that, in my opinion, ever exceeded the hype. His hype coming in from high school to the pros was unbelievable. They called him the chosen one from high school. He superseded the hype. He's the only guy that ever did it, in my personal opinion, in my lifetime. I've never seen another player supersede the hype.
And I agree with you, Big G. And last thing, Michael Jordan was a beast in college, but Michael Jordan was sitting there bench in high school while Kareem, Lou Alcindor, LeBron was the number 1 players coming out from the time they were sophomores.
Yeah. And that is a perfect way to end this segment, man. We thank y'all for rocking with us. We out of here. Peace.